him, you love him, you can't trick or treat without him, Hulk Hogan. He's wrestled his way from the ring to the streets. Move over, Papa Smurf. It's time for Hulkmania.
Discover what's hot this year in Halloween fashions.
Well, if you're like me and you've waited until the last moment to start worrying about what you're going to be or what you're going to do for Halloween, here's some costume ideas.
Dun 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 dun. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. What you gonna do, brother? Hulk Hogan. If you were my age, he was like a god. Up there, bright and yellow, red, sometimes blue and white. Get the evil monster. He defeats the evil monster. Monster goes away. Another giant or monster or Ugandan headhunter would come in and he vanquishes him. So, of course, if you're a fan of Hulk Hogan, you had to wear his mask. And he was so popular, they did that very thing. A Halloween mask for Hulk Hogan in 1985.
Think Spider-Man. But without question, He-Man's going to be there in 1985. And certainly it wouldn't be the same without G.I. Joe.
Yes, it's that time of year again. That Goonie, Goblin-y, guard your neck time we call
Halloween.
Of course, Halloween. And in Brooklyn, New York, the things that go bump in the night are beginning to take shape. Ben Cooper Incorporated is the largest costume company in America, a veritable Halloween headquarters and the perfect place to get a sneak peek at the creatures you'll soon be seeing at your front door. Bob Cooper is the costume king.
Well, there are some costumes that have been in the line for 25, 30 years. The first one, of course, that comes to my mind is Mickey Mouse and the Disney characters. Then, of course, we've had Superman for many years. These are costumes year after year, generation after generation that maintain their acceptability in terms of dress-up and fantasy and disguise.
While guys like Mickey and Bugs are classics, they do represent the lovable old guard. This year, the streets will host hordes of newcomers. You know him, you love him, you can't trick or treat without him, Hulk Hogan. He's wrestled his way from the ring to the streets. Move over, Papa Smurf. It's time for Hulkmania.
Pro wrestling, there's one that's just come along almost in the last 6 months. Fortunately, we've been able to react to that change by having a Hulk Hogan costume for 1985.
Also for 85, you've got your basic defender of the universe in a guy named Voltron. This cuddly little character is straight out of Cartoonland. Now, team him up with another Saturday morning star, He-Man, and you've got enough to confuse any parent.
Today, it's almost like the fashion business. We're constantly changing. We're changing with what kids see on TV. We're changing with what toys and games they play with. It's a constant change, and it creates a tremendous amount of responsibility on our part to bring the most current characters to the marketplace. And, as I say, a constant fashion change.
Hey, look, it's Uncle Bob. Anyways, I looked up this company, and it's pretty interesting. Founder Ben Cooper was born in New York City in 1906. He studied songwriting, get that songwriting. Then he got into the theatrical costume business. Wow. He designed costumes for the Cotton Club in Harlem and the Ziegfeld Follies. Wow, okay. The actual mask company was founded in 1937, and they quickly signed a deal with Walt Disney. They produced Donald Duck and Snow White masks. By 1940, Ben Cooper Incorporated was the largest, most prominent Halloween costume manufacturer. Makes sense. They went on to get characters like Davy Crockett, Superman, and Zorro. And check this out. They produced a John F. Kennedy mask, but had to destroy all of them after Kennedy was assassinated. It's probably a good move on their part. And of course, you know what made Ben Cooper a multi-millionaire? Star Wars. Yep, Star Wars. That and Spider-Man and Batman. All three. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. And get this. They produced masks for Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, and George H.W. Bush. They did costumes and masks for Alien 1979. That's cool. They went on to produce toys. Alright. Planet of the Apes, Jaws, The Thing, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. Alright. Bad news though. Even though they were highly profitable, made a lot of money, guess what? They filed for bankruptcy in 1988. Bad profit margins. Estimated 10% profit margin. It's not very, very good. January 6th, 1989. The company's facility in Georgia burned down. Wow. Destroying almost $3 million in inventory. Get this. Cooper's insurance companies canceled coverage of the firm and refused to pay, citing inaccuracies in the insurance policy. Thing burnt down, lost their facility, $3 million worth of inventory, and the insurance company's like, well, see this paperwork here? It's kind of crinkled. Good Lord. Ben Cooper Incorporated emerged from bankruptcy in April 1989 after paying off its creditors in full. That was good of them. In 1991, they filed for bankruptcy again. But get this. In 1991, they filed for bankruptcy again. They moved from New York, North Carolina, and they say the expenses for that is what drove them into bankruptcy. Bad move on their part. They should have thought about that better before they made that decision. I guess maybe North Carolina had cheaper labor costs. Who knows? I see, been documentaries based on them, books, magazines, yeah. So, collectability. Products made by Ben Cooper Incorporated remain highly collectible, yeah. Collectibles with mask in the box are the most valuable. No, duh. Anyways, they're in business from 1937 to 1992. That's a pretty good run. I'm pretty sure a lot of you wore their mask at some point. Happy Halloween. Just for a reference, I looked these up on eBay, and you can see the boxed value versus the open value, with 75 to 45 is not bad considering something 40 years old